Hey everybody, this is John Fellenstein, Professor Polymer from the Akron Global Polymer Academy at the University of Akron, and I wanted to ask you today if you knew what was the similarity between a mustard pack, a fish, and a submarine. Today's daily demo is going to talk about, and we're going to make an item called a Cartesian diver. And a Cartesian diver can travel up and down in the water column like these little guys in this bottle of water right here, this 2-liter bottle of water. So when I squeeze the sides of the bottle, I can make them go up and down. It's also possible to make a sealed condiment package rise and fall in the water column as well. So if you notice, the other side of this shows you what's inside of it. This is mustard, but it's not completely full. There's a little bit of extra space in there. So we're going to put this into our bottle, force it in there. Notice that it's floating right now. Seal that up super tight. Change this just a little bit. Now watch what happens when I squeeze the bottle. Our Cartesian divers go down, but if I squeeze really hard, I couldn't get it to work. So how do you make a Cartesian diver of your very own? Well, you need to start with a little plastic pipette or a dropper. Now in this case, it's very, very small, so we're going to also use a very small hex nut. Now what we will do is we will take a pair of scissors and we will trim this about here. So you got a little bit left on the end. Then what we can do is we can screw the nut onto it. Takes a little bit of coercing here, but it will go on. So the nut is on, but we want to try to get it a little bit closer to the bulb there. So twist and push, twist, push. Move it on up as much as you can. So there you have it. I had to use a pair of pliers in order to get that up there a little bit higher. Now from here, we want to be able to make sure that we can get it to sink and rise when we squeeze the bottle. So we want to take a container of water and see how it floats. So I'm going to place my item in the water. Notice it floats pretty high, so I'm going to squeeze some of this water out. And I want it to be almost just at the very tip of the water like that. So it's not quite floating, but it's not quite sinking at the same time. I've placed a condiment package inside of the water bottle as well, and I don't know if I can get it to go down because you have to put a whole lot of pressure on the bottle, and I'm not sure that there's enough air inside of the package. So let me see if we can get it to work. So we're going to squeeze it as hard as we can. 1 diver, 2 divers, 3 divers, mustard. No. I couldn't get the mustard to work. Maybe ketchup, who knows. So the mustard packets don't work, and I had a failed attempt earlier when I tried to use a different mustard package. All it did was sink to the bottom. So that one does not act like a submarine or a fish, it just sinks. Okay, here we have in the bottle one of our Cartesian divers as well as a ketchup packet. So let's see if we can get them to raise and lower like a submarine. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Look at that. Come on, ketchup. So when we squeeze the sides of the bottle, we're putting pressure on the items that are inside the bottle. And essentially what we're doing is compressing the air inside. That compressed air is going to make the density of the item higher, and if it's higher than water, it will sink. So right now, the density is less than water, and they're floating, but when we squeeze the bottle and increase the pressure, we change the density inside the containers as well and cause them to go up and down. What you could do is experiment with your own 2-liter bottle and various types of condiment packages to see if they will rise and fall in the water column themselves. I'm thinking that maybe a ketchup packet or a mayonnaise packet or maybe even a relish packet would work. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Stay safe.